Okay. So I want to first recap what we discussed yesterday. So one of you can, anybody wants to volunteer and discuss or give me a brief of what we learned yesterday? What did we discuss yesterday in the session?
Hi.
First of all, you have told about what is a Salesforce. In that, CRM applications and creation of the Salesforce account for a participant, cloud computing, and multi architecture, cloud technology, and data maintenance, and data
Yeah.
visualization integration. You told, and data science, analytics, platform for SaaS and PASS, sales and service cloud, and in the Salesforce backend you will be using Apex, and front end we use Light. uh, I remembered that only.
Front end, what do we use? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Light something you told.
Lightning component.
Lightning? Yes, lightning component, correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So are you all, now familiar with what is Salesforce? So if somebody asks you what is Salesforce, would you be able to explain with these key terms?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in today's session, we'll try to create our Salesforce account. Okay, and we'll have overview of how the look and feel of the application is, and we'll also try to understand the latest trending topic in Salesforce, right? Because as you all know, there are different versions of Salesforce, right? Like there's classic and lightning. Have you heard of this? Classic, lightning.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. So, of late, what is happening is there are companies who have built their applications in Classic. And now suddenly Salesforce came up with this whole concept of Lightning and, Aura and all the things related to a different framework, right? So in the coming years, they have an announcement that Classic is eventually going to get deprecated, right? Which means they're going to remove or completely get rid of Classic. So what are companies going to do who have adopted the Classic? That's where, you guys as admins or developers will be hired more and more. That's why there are so many job opportunities in the market for Salesforce, because you want to migrate all the classic things to Lightning. So in this entire course, we will be learning Lightning. Okay. I don't want to go to classic because it is getting outdated. So there is no point for us to learn to use classic environment. Okay, it is better to learn everything from scratch in the lightning environment, because anyway when you get a job next, you're going to be on lightning, or you will be getting an opportunity to move things from classic to lightning. So it depends on the company you get hired for. Okay, so for today's session, I want to give you a brief of what is this classic, what is this lightning. That is one topic. The second topic I'll be covering is, one of you, I need your help to volunteer and share your screen, and we'll create a Salesforce account, and rest of you follow the same steps. Okay, like how do we create a Salesforce account? I will be teaching that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing, right? We have something called as classic. Okay, what is this classic? So basically, it's like, when you build an application, um, who are you building this application for? It's for a client, right? It's for a business. Let's say HP, right? HP is a company. They sell laptops and they have electronic gadgets or products to sell. And now they want to maintain a database for their company and they want to use Salesforce. Okay. So how they will maintain this? They will build one application called HP, and in that they will create tables and in the tables they will maintain the data, right, for HP. Now they can maintain this entire structure either in Classic or Lightning. The first and the foremost difference is that the Classic environment can only be used in a desktop application. Okay. So these days things are changing, right? Like people go on fields, they hold their mobile apps or whatever, they hold mobile and they do entry. I think gone are those days where you hold one book or register and write down, how many sales or how many Coca-Cola can bottles does this shop want. I mean, we don't do all these days, right? The sales guys have also advanced. They use mobile to log their work, right? So if you build an application and that's in a Classic version, then it can be supported on the mobile. Okay. Even if you have to use the Classic applications on mobile, you have to write complex logic or you have to write complex code for it to get mobile compatible. So that's why Salesforce came up with this topic or trend called Lightning, because Lightning applications are can be used in any device. It can be used in tablet, mobiles, desktops, whatever, right? Whatever device you use, it's all compatible with those devices. So that is the first and the foremost difference. Any questions on this difference? We could.
Actually, in the Classic, we won't use mobiles, or we need to write a code or something. You told I was messed with the network. Could you please?
Okay. So Classic applications, you don't have to write code. Okay. You can simply build the application using drag and drop. But if you do that, it is not mobile compatible. Okay. If you want Classic apps to appear in your mobile phone, then you need to build complex code. So that's why to solve this problem, Salesforce is saying build applications in Lightning. Because if you build application on Lightning, it's already mobile compatible. You don't have to write code to make it mobile compatible. Okay. That's the first difference. The compatibility. Where all are these applications compatible? Classic can only be used in desktop. Lightning is mobile, desktop, whatever, right? That's the first difference. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the second one, right? So, see, this Classic whole concept, right, is something which is very static, meaning there is a page. Like if I tell you, please create an application form for students who want to enroll with Webshala, right? Then you can create one application form using Classic pages. Okay, so Classic is all about page centric. Okay, and Lightning is component centric. Now what is this page centric and component centric? What is this key terms, right? Let's take let's take a real time example. You all use Uber. I'm sure you all know about Uber, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So in Uber, you will see different things, right? Like there are so many things on Uber app. Can you name a few? What all you see on Uber app? What all do you see on Uber application?
Nearby available cabs and their
Mhm.
varieties, how long it will
Mhm.
take them to reach out to us. And we also
Correct.
get option to choose the particular cab we want, like prime, sedan, or mini, or
Right.
auto.
Right. And also you'll be able to see maps, right?
Yeah.
That's one component. You'll be able to see the pickup and drop point, which is another component, right? And then you can select the type of ride you want, which is another component, right? So what are all these? These are individual components which are stacked in a single page. right? Each component is having its own job function, isn't it? What is the function of map? It will only show you the location. Does it show you who is the driver? No, right? Like that pickup and drop point, it will only show you where's the source, where's the destination, right? So what's happening in this Uber app, right? Or what's happening in an app like Zomato or Swiggy? There are multiple components in a single page which are stacked upon one another, right? And those components are having its own job functions. Okay. And the best part is this components can be reused in any other application also, right? Suppose, let's say I build maps. Okay. Don't you think that this map can be used even in Swiggy app, in Zomato app? The concept is the same, correct? Maps. Does map do anything else other than showing the location? No, right? So the concept of lightning is all about reusability, and there is no concept of page. Okay. You can build multiple components in lightning, okay, which can be reused again and again. But in classic, that is not the case. A classic is very page centric, right? And the example I took was application form. If I tell you to create a application form for student enrollment in Webshala, can you use that in any other applications? No, right? Because it is so specific. It's a page, and that page has first name, last name, email ID, blah, 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 right? And can it be used somewhere else for any other application? It can't be, right? So that is what is called as page centric. Okay. And component centric is the example of Uber that I gave you. So what is Lightning? Lightning is component centric, which means in Salesforce, you have a capability where you can build multiple components and you can use those components in many places again and again. And that's what you'll be learning in this course, like how you can use the same component again and again in multiple places, right? Which makes Lightning seamless experience for the user, right? That's the second difference. Are you clear with the second difference?
Yes.
So I'm repeating the first difference between Classic and Lightning is the compatibility of device usage, right? Like Lightning is mobile and desktop friendly, and Classic is only desktop friendly. The second difference we're talking about here is what's that? What's the second difference?
Component centrics and
Very
perspective.
good. So Lightning is component centric, whereas Classic is very page centric, right? That's the third difference. That's the second difference. Now the third difference, okay? Now this is the most interesting difference. What is that, right? Yesterday we spoke a little bit about it. So Lightning, what is the front end of Lightning? Components, right? We're going to create Lightning components. That is what is the front end. Okay. What is the back end of Lightning? There are two backends for Lightning. Okay. One is the client side and one is the controller side. So have anybody heard this key term before? What is client side and server side model?
No.
Anybody in this call? Client server model? Does anybody have any idea about it?
Uh, Hello, ma'am. I have a doubt. Like, did you share the screen? Because
I'm
I
not
am.
sharing the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just talking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody in this call having idea about, client server model? You can say yes or no in the chat also if you want.
No.
Okay. Okay. So let me tell you. Okay. So now before going to client server, right, I'll tell you the classic because it's very easy. Okay. The classic has only two things, front end, back end. Okay. What is the front end for classic? Visual Force page. I'm sure you might have heard of this, right? if you guys digged into Salesforce, Visual Force pages? Does anybody know?
No.
Sorry, is anybody trying to speak? Okay, I don't know. I'm not getting a response, but yeah. Okay, so Classic may you have front end as Visual Force page, and the back end of Classic is Apex. Okay, what is this Visual Force page? It's just a front end technology which supports HTML, CSS, right? And you can write your front end code in this what do you call coding language called Visual Force, and you don't need to write any logic because it is all front end things, right? The color, the look and feel, the field display, all this happens in the front end, right? What is back end? Back end is when you put a button on the page and say, okay, on click of this, something should happen, like an action should get triggered, right? So that's the back end, right? Where some action gets triggered. Now, what is the backend technology for this? It's the Apex, right? If I put the same concept with Lightning, the good news is in Lightning, you have front end as Lightning components and backend is divided into two halves. That is nothing but the client side and the server side logic. Okay. So the server side logic is written in Apex. Okay. And the client side logic is written in the JavaScript technology. Now, how is this good news, right? Like, how is having two backend easier than handling only one backend, right? So, if I put you in a development role tomorrow, let's say, right? I know many of you don't want to do development here and want to only do admin, right? But remember, we are discussing the differences between Classic and Lightning, and I'm telling you how has Salesforce made Lightning easier for the users. Okay, so keeping that in mind, if I put you all into development role tomorrow, okay, and say, fix this bug from the backend, right? And you all are working in Classic, what's going to happen is, like I told you, in Classic, there is only one backend, right? Which is Apex. And if a previous developer has written 1,000 lines of code and I tell you to debug it, right? How much time you have to spend on that page because it's 1,000 line code, right? But what Lightning is doing is it is splitting this backend into two halves. So that means the 1,000 lines of code that is written will be split into 500 on the client side and 500 on the server side, which is the Apex. Getting my point? How it makes it easy for developer on the Lightning?
So
I did not
basically, you are
get your
telling
point.
difference between Lightning and Classic, right?
Sorry?
But means you are giving difference between Lightning and Classic. It's
Yes.
just an example, right?
It is not the example, it is the actual difference, right? So I'm giving an actual difference that Lightning has two backends and Classic has only one backend, right?
Okay, so we will use everything in Lightning only. So there is no use of Classic, right?
Going forward, Salesforce is telling us that, right? We all are the users of Salesforce. Salesforce is a company, right? And they have given all of us this platform to use it for the best of our capabilities. And they are telling that, look, we are getting outdated with Classic and you need to learn Lightning, right? And they're moving slowly, they're removing features from Classic. So, what will happen to all the companies who are using Classic features? They will lose their business details, right? And if they lose business details, who is responsible? Us, right? Because we are the people who will be working in the Salesforce technology and we need to come up with solutions on how we can best use Lightning now. And that's why we all are here, right? To learn Lightning, not
Okay.
Classic. Okay?
1 minute. I'm having a doubt. That front
Yes.
end is lightning compound you told, and back end it is divided into two. That is server side and client side, or some word I have missed it. Could you please repeat it again?
Yeah, for Lightning, you're right. It is client side and server side. So the client side is nothing but the JavaScript. Okay. And the server side is the Apex. That's the coding domain or language that you need to know. Understanding?
Yes.
Now, why are we learning this? Like, why do we need to know about this coding and all when we're not even going to learn that and we are going to be administrators? Why is it important for us to know this difference? Right? It is because, see, the statement I told you yesterday is Salesforce is its own database. Remember this? I told yesterday that Salesforce has its own database, right? Whereas in other technologies like Java, C, C++, there is a different database. Okay, like Oracle, SQL are all the databases. And now, if Java technology we are going to use to write the logic, then Java has to extract the data from Oracle, which is different technology altogether, right? But for Salesforce, that's not the case. Why? Because Salesforce database resides within Salesforce itself. So you don't have to extract data from external systems, right? So the database that we are referring to here is the server. Getting my point?
Yes.
So the server side logic that we are talking about is Apex, like I told you, right? The what is the coding language we use on the server side? Apex. So imagine on Classic, like I told you in the difference, you are writing the backend on the server side, which is you're hitting the database directly. Getting my point? You're going to hit the database directly, and the system will get slow the more you hit the server, right? That's why Salesforce has come up with Lightning, saying that, look, instead of hitting the server all the time with your code in Apex, you can reduce the burden on the server by writing half of your logic on the client side, which is JavaScript. Understanding this is very important to understand the difference before you actually get into what you're going to do, right?
Yes.
Is there anybody in the call who did not understand what is the front end, what is the back end for both these technology, domains, this Classic, Lightning, and what is client side, what is the server side? Are we all clear? Are we all on the same page for this?
Uh, I just wanted to know about for the front end. Can you
Hmm.
please explain it once more?
So first of all, we all understand what is front end, right?
Yeah.
So front end is just a display page. It has no actions, right? Nothing gets triggered. It's just a page. Okay.
And it is both for Lightning and Classic. Same
Correct.
for
For
both.
both Classic and Lightning, it's just same. But the coding language is different, right?
Okay.
So Classic may we have to know Visual Force page. That's the coding language for front end in Classic.
Okay.
Okay. But for Lightning, it is Lightning component using Aura framework.
Aura.
Yeah, Aura. AURA. Okay. Aura framework, and you're using Lightning components for the front end. Okay. Now, what else do you want to know about front end? Yeah, before I go to
That's fine.
that's okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Actually, my doubt is you told in the Classic backend is Apex, and even though in the Lightning also we use server side Apex, so the same version of coding
Mhm.
will be writing or any
Exactly. Yeah,
different.
that's a great question. Yeah. See, in Lightning and Classic, what is common is the Apex, right? So that what do you call, coding language for server side model will always be the same, which is Apex for both Classic and Lightning. Okay. But
Okay.
in Classic backend, you cannot divide the backend into two halves. It is always it always should be written on the Apex. Okay. Even your simple logic should be written in the Apex. Whereas in Lightning, no, the Apex coding is written in the backend, which is the server model, right? So what is the server model that we're talking about again and again, right? It is the database. What is the database? It's a table, correct? Database is nothing but a table. So let's assume there is a table called account. Okay. And now what you want to do, you want to fetch all the account details, which yeah, you want to fetch all the accounts which start with letter A, right? Let's assume that. So what you'll do, you'll write a logic on your Apex to fetch all the account details of account A, correct? In both Classic as well as Lightning. But if you were to write this in Lightning, you have an option to make a decision on how you can write this logic by splitting it into two halves, right? You can write your logic half in the controller side and you can write the other half logic on the server side, so that your database is not affected. Okay, is it making sense?
Ma'am, you told that there are two parts, right? One client side and one server side
Yeah,
in Apex backend.
yeah.
So this two
Not
languages.
Apex backend, in Lightning backend.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this Apoorva, so this we are using as Apex for server side and Java for client side. Is it
Correct.
we are using both the language just to keep both the data separate from each other?
Not to keep the data separate from each other, but to simplify the load on the server.
Okay.
Okay. And here server is nothing but your table, right? So if you keep touching the table again and again from your code, what is going to happen? That table is going to be affected, right? And if you try to open the table and view the record, it will be so slow, right? Because you're going on touching the table from the code. So you don't want to impact the performance of the system by hitting the server directly, right? So that's why you're going to write the code in two separate parts, which is Apex and JavaScript. And this is for people, whoever is going to take the development course after admin, no? You will get to know more of these details, but you don't have to know so much in detail as of now for admin, perhaps, right? You can just know what is the difference between Classic and Lightning, and this is one of the difference. The
Yes,
tech,
I'm
the
having a
coding.
doubt. I'm having
Yeah,
a
go
doubt.
ahead.
Yeah, in this Lightning, you told backend, server side, and the client side, we need to use both for writing the code, or any one we'll be using.
See, it is left to you that you can write completely on server side only. Okay, it's not like Lightning is not making you mandatorily write the code on the server side, but it is giving you an option to write the code on the controller, that is nothing but the client side, and also telling you, look, I have server side and you can write here. So as a developer and as a best practice, you will know where to write which code. Okay, that's the practice you have to follow as a developer, to split your code into two halves in Lightning. Okay,
If any one thing is used also, it is okay. Like it will be running the program.
correct. If any one side also you use, it will run the program. But remember that if you write the code on the server side, your performance of the system will be heavily impacted. Your system is going to get very slow. Okay. Getting this?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the primary differences that I can tell that you have to know as part of this course. But once you get into development, right, there will be much more that you can learn. But I am not, saying that it is a very, very important interview question. It's like a good knowledge to have actually before you start the admin, right? So what is the difference between classic and lightning? Please make that question in your notes, and after this class, try to look for some contents on the internet, right? And see, if you were able to relate to whatever I explained. Okay. So, shall we move to the next topic?
And one more, you told that server side will be, if we use that more, that will be slow. Even the client side, if we are using more times also, it is okay. It won't be slow.
See, if you write the code on the client side, right, that's good. There won't be any performance issues. Okay. But in any requirement that you get, you always have to write some part of your code on the server, right? You have to write it. Like you can't escape from writing a code on Apex. Okay. Why? Because Apex code is written when you want to fetch data from the database or you want to insert data into database. You cannot write this logic in your client side. Getting my point? What I'm saying?
Yes.
If you want to insert data into a table or you want to extract the data from the table, this particular requirement cannot be written on the client side. The answer is simple. Why you cannot write? Because server itself is the database. So how can I fetch the database information from client side? I cannot. Okay, I have to always fetch it or insert it from the Apex side only. Okay, so only that piece of code you need to write in the Apex. What you need to write on the client side are simpler logic, right? Like suppose, let's say you have a table, you have to create a table, and in that table, you want to, mm, what do you call, you want to display the data alphabetically, and there is 1 million records. Okay, so do you think that you will allow the user to keep scrolling down the page till he reaches 1 millionth record? No, right? You will create pagination, right? You will add a page number 1, then page number 2, 3, 4, and so on. Correct?
Yes.
So when you create that sort of a structure, meaning pagination structure, to write the logic to create that pagination, you don't have to write it on the server side. You can write on client side, right? Because that logic is not to do anything with your database. It is only to display that information, how you want to display that information, right? Like show me 10 data in one page, show me top 5 records in one page. All this logic could be written on the client side itself. Okay. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Then in the server side, we won't write any logic, like how you are relating this data of the table you told, no, to for the fetching. You
Yeah.
told that you are keeping the page numbers, but in the server side, what we will be doing, like I mean, you told that if you use more times, that will be slow, the data. So how we have to use it? Like, I'm not getting the point exactly.
Yeah, how you have to write it, how you have to do it, all that will be in the development. Okay, for now, just try to understand that whenever you want to insert data in the database or you want to extract data from database, you cannot write the code in client side. Okay, you always have to touch the Apex. When do you need to use the client side? Any logic that has to do without touching the database, right? Like I told you, validation rule, like you want to run a validation, right? Check to make a field mandatory on the page, right? Like if country is India, then um, I want to display a bunch of states, right? So all this is not extracting data or inserting data. It is displaying data based on a logic, right? So those type of logics and all, you can write it on the client side. If you end up writing this small logics which has nothing to do with the database on the server side, then it's going to hit the server data, right? And it's going to slow down the system. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. For now, it is too much to think, okay, what to write, how should you write and all that. You don't worry about that. Only if you're taking development course, I would suggest pay attention to it during the development time, right? I mean, during the development course, anyway, this will be taught. Okay. When to you use Apex, when to use client side, all that will be taught during your development. For now, just know the theoretical difference and concept. Okay, so with that note, these were the differences, and please put that question, like I said, and research more on the differences tomorrow. Like I would expect one of you to volunteer and tell me what are the differences that you learned between Classic and Lightning. So we'll proceed with the next topic. So I want to be able to create accounts today, and whoever are present in this call, please start doing that hands-on, right? We'll create a Salesforce account today and follow the steps that I am saying. For the purpose of screen share, can somebody help me do the screen sharing just for today?
Yes. Can I help?
Yes. Thanks, Ramya.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm getting a pop-up log, the host disabled to present the screen.
Okay. Let me make you the host. Can you try now? So you all see Ramya's screen because I'm able to see it.
Yes.
Okay, so all of you follow the steps. Okay, the first thing we're going to do today is create a Salesforce account. Okay, so in order to create a Salesforce account, you need to get into a Chrome browser first, or any browser that you want to use. I prefer Chrome. And then once you go to this browser, in the URL, please type developer.salesforce.com. Right? Developer dot Salesforce dot Salesforce. Salesforce, that's it, no forces. Yeah, developer.salesforce.com, right? No space after E. I think you gave a space. Don't give a space after E. Ramya? So enter after you put com. Click on enter. Yeah. Okay. So are everybody on this page? So this is like a one-stop place for you all, right? Where you can get as much information as you want. Something outside of this course also you can do, in the sense you can learn from this website. In the learning section, you can create your Trailhead accounts and start building projects, start learning some contents from Trailhead and all that, right? That's what I did initially when I started learning Salesforce, and it helped me. So I'm just sharing the same. Other than that, you have to first create your accounts, and it is a free account. Okay. In order to create the account, just scroll down a bit here, Ramya. Okay. So, yeah, I think you can scroll back up. You can click on try for free on the top right. Actually, this is not the page. I don't know why it's coming. Give me 1 second, huh? Give me 1 second. I don't know why you're getting that page. Give me one more moment. I'm checking something from my end. They have changed something in this page. You should not be getting what you see. Sign up for. Okay, so I'm just going to put a link on the chat. Can you please take that link? I put the link on the chat, okay? And everybody can use the same link as well.
Yeah, should we register in this page?
Do not click on register, but the link that I shared, right? You need to click on that link first. So Ramya, can you open that link on the chat? Yeah, so this is the page you all should be seeing, okay? It's a developer edition. This is the full copy of the of the Salesforce org that you guys will even work when you join the companies. Okay, this is how your Salesforce org will look, which looks like a full-fledged developer edition. We'll create the account first, and then I'll explain you what these things are. So for the person who asked, should we register? No, do not register. We are signing up in a developer org. Okay, so you can simply click on that link and enter all these details. Make sure these details are accurate, right? Like, do not give a dummy email. Give your emails, the actual emails. Okay. So you can create as many developer edition orgs as you want for your practice. Okay, you can create as many as you want with the same email address again and again, but the username should be different. Okay. So first you type your email, valid email.
What about job role?
Click on the drop down and select whatever you feel is accurate. If you want to do only admin, go for admin. It doesn't matter. You can select anything. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Company name?
Select any role, right? That's fine. Select administrator.
Company name?
Company name, just give any company name. If you're working in a current company, give that. If you want, just cook up a company name, right? Give Facebook. Okay. Okay, so next is the username. Now, this is something you guys have to remember, okay? Because every time you're going to log into the Salesforce, you have to enter this username. Okay, so make sure that whatever username you're giving, you're going to copy and keep it somewhere. Okay, do not forget your usernames. Yeah, you can give something Ramya@webshala or something, you know. Yeah, you can give Ramya@webshala.com or something, whatever you want. Yeah, please type it right completely. Ramya@webshala. You need to type it. Hello.
We can give any number, like only the name, another name we need to give.
You can give any number. It's like as good as you're creating a Gmail account, right? You can create
Yes.
any username. Just make sure you remember it. That's all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you need to give a proper username, right? This is not a proper username. It does not have .com and all that.
We need to give, if for suppose if I want to give any number, and we need to give .com also.
Yeah, it's just a username, right? I'm sure you might have created your usernames in Gmail, right? How do you create your Gmail account? Right? It's just as simple as creating an email address. Username is nothing but email address, but it's for logging into your Salesforce. Is everybody with
Like
me? Are
that
you
we
all
can give.
understanding? Sorry. No, don't click on it. Okay, anyways. Do you remember your username now or no?
Have remembered.
Okay. Is everybody else along with us?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now, Ramya, go to your Gmail. You would have received a verification link. And the same with others, right? Go to your email address for which you gave while creating the org, and you would have received a link. If you have not received, please wait at least 1 minute. Okay. In 1 minute, you should be getting your
Ma'am,
links.
it's sign me up or login.
You have to sign up first.
Okay.
Then only you can log in. You have to click on the link that I gave for folks who did not hear that. Like, I have pasted a link on the chat. You need to use that link to be able to sign up. Did you all get your links on email?
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, ma'am.
no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, some of you have started to get, some of you have not got. So wait for a few more seconds and you should be able to get a link on your emails. Now, when you get the link, right, please do not click on anything until I tell you, okay? So do not click on anything. Ramya, you are there? Or can anybody else share the screen here? See, this problem is just for today. I just need your help today, and yeah, I can do it the rest of the days. And also, I want you guys also to share your screens and
Actually, like if we are sharing, it is saying the host is
okay.
a participant screen sharing.
Okay, who is this? Amulya, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I will give you the host access. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think Ramya, you need to do that. I can't do because I made you the host, right? Can you make
need to
Amulya
go?
the host?
How I need to do?
You need to click on Amulya's name and you'll have 3 dots to make, and then you have an option make host. Did you figure out? Yeah. So I see Amulya, you're the host. Can you please share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So you created the account and you still have not received the link, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let's give it a couple more seconds for everybody, right? And we'll come back here. So what are we doing, right? We are creating a developer edition org. Okay. Developer edition org is a free org provided by Salesforce. And once you create this org, you can use the tool to learn CRM features. Okay. We'll be using this org going forward throughout this course to learn admin. Okay. And in your organizations, you will be working in different types of orgs. See, this keyword that I'm using, no, like org. Org is nothing but the Salesforce instance which you're going to get into. Okay. So we have different types of Salesforce instance like developer org, sandbox, production. Developer org is the one that we are using to learn this course. But when you join an organization, you will not be using developer org, right? You will be working on some other org called as sandbox and production. Now, the good news is Salesforce is giving you developer org, which exactly looks like your sandbox and production. Okay, there's no difference at all. It will be like same thing. Only the name is different. Okay. Sandbox, have you guys heard of this term before? Anybody in this call? What is sandbox?
I did not receive any link.
You will get it, okay? But you need to wait for a few more seconds. What about others? Any success? Has anybody else received the link?
I just
No,
got it.
not receiving.
Okay, so somebody got it, which is good. So I just hope you guys have entered correct email addresses because the link will be sent to your email address. It will not go to spam. It will come to inbox only if I'm right. So you got it, Ashish, on the inbox or where?
Avinash, I got it.
Okay. So inbox. Okay. Ashish got it on inbox. Avinash on inbox. Okay, good. So you should also get it shortly, Amulya. I hope you have given your correct email address, right? Your email address.
Do I have to verify it now?
Yeah. Before you do that, don't do that till I tell you. Give me one moment. Okay. I just want the person sharing the screen also to get it, so I can tell you what can happen if you do something wrong here, right? I just want to explain that. So Amulya, you have logged out of your Gmail. What's happening? I'm not sure. You there, Amulya? The screen seems to be frozen.
Just now I have received the link.
Okay, you received the link. Can you show it on the screen?
Do you want me to make her the host?
Yeah, I mean, whoever has received the link, I want you to share the screen here so we can talk.
Actually, I'm getting host disable participant screen sharing. Like that, it is showing.
1 second, I will make you the host.
Okay.
So who is sharing it now?
I'm sharing the screen.
I don't see it yet.
Now you can able to see. Here
Yeah, I
I
can see. Can everybody else see this screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are in this page. Okay, so here you will get an email from developer@salesforce.com and you can click on this. In this, you will actually see your username. Okay, and you will see a link on top. Okay, do not click on that link. Okay, if you're going to click on that link, you guys are going to get into a deadlock situation, which means you have still not created your passwords. Okay, so now you're trying to enter into this salesforce.com without knowing the password. So it will put you in a situation where you can never generate password. So remember your usernames or copy this username somewhere in the notepad and click on the button verify account. Okay. Never click on the link, but click on the verify account button. So once you click on verify account button, you're going to land onto the password page. Why don't I see it? Is it loading? I think it is. Yeah, it's loading. So it's saying waiting for Facebook. So anybody else were able to get to the page I told? Password change page. You all
Yes.
got
Yes.
there? Yes.
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 So there follow the instructions of the password. Okay. And select your security question and hit save or submit. And the minute you do that, you will load or you will land on the Salesforce page. Okay. Yeah, this is the change password page. So just enter a password and remember this password.
A quick question. I actually already have an Salesforce account.
That's fine.
Can I show? Do you want me to create another account with the same
Sorry.
email ID?
You have created, right?
Yes, yes, I already have a Salesforce account.
Sorry, who is talking? Is the person sharing the screen talking or
No,
someone else?
I'm Amulya speaking.
Yeah, you can create a new account, please. For this course, you can use that account, new one.
With the same email ID, we can do that, right?
Yes, you can. Sorry, who is sharing the screen? Is it Ramya? Yeah, Ramya is sharing. Okay. So now you guys have entered your username, your password, and you have logged into the Salesforce environment. So observe one thing in the Salesforce, you have a URL. So the URL you will see it's Facebook dev ed, right? So whatever company name you gave, that becomes your domain name. Getting? Do you see that? Do you all observe that whatever company you guys gave, that is your domain name? Yeah. So Ramya gave her company as Facebook at the time of creation, right? So if you see in the URL, it's Facebook for a dev edition. And I'm not sure, it's not loading the page, but I'm sure the others in the call.
It is loading. You can see here.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the page has not loaded yet, but for others, it might have loaded by now. So I hope you all have landed on your Salesforce screens.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, now let's say you all landed here and you closed off the window by mistake. Okay, so can you do that? Can you just close this window?
I need to close.
Yeah, I want you to close. Yeah, now if you guys do this, right, you created your account and you close the window. How do you go back again? Right? How do you get back to Salesforce? So after you create your account, all you need to do is use this URL called login.salesforce.com. Okay. This is the URL you guys have to keep on using for the rest of the course.
This link we need to press, or I mean we need to click, or any other.
I just told, no, login.salesforce.com.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to go to that login.salesforce.com. So this will be your uniform standard URL that you'd be using for the rest of your course. And once you go to login.salesforce.com, you need to enter username, password, and click on login. Did you all try this? You can say
Yes.
skip for now, or you can just register. If you register your mobile number, every time your mobile will get an OTP if you log in from other device other than your laptop. Okay. So if you try to log in from another laptop, then you will get OTP to your mobile number. So you can just say remind me later and set this up later if you want. Can you click remind me later, Ramya,
Yes,
please?
I'm clicking.
Okay.
Here it's loading.
Okay. Okay, so that's how you create a Salesforce account. Any doubts or questions?
No.
Okay, so this org you are getting into is actually a developer org. So your website login will be login.salesforce.com. But when you work in a company, you'll be working on a sandbox, like I told you. So the sandbox URL will be test.salesforce.com. Okay, that's the only difference. Getting my point?
Can you repeat it, ma'am?
See, here you're doing login.salesforce.com. But when you join an organization, like when you get job and you start working in a company, you'll not be working in developer edition. Okay, you'll be working on a sandbox. Okay, so the sandbox URL will be test.salesforce.com. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's all I had for today. And I think Ramya, your screen is not loading, so that's fine. You can make me back the host, and you can stop sharing. So Q&A, do you guys have any questions before we wrap up?
Apoorva, it's my first class. Can I get yesterday's recording session?
Yes. I've been delaying this. I have the recording on my system, and like I told you, I have problems today with the.
I have made you the host.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I will be sending today's and tomorrow's recording to you all just in some time once once my laptop gets
Okay.
reformatted. So I will send it. No worries. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure like who'll be put for development training, but for now I'm going to do admin, and I think they're gonna put me to development if needed. Yeah. Need to check with the Webshala team. Preeti. Okay, so I think we can wrap up today's class. I hope to see you all.
Actually, sorry to interrupt. Actually, I enrolled, me and my colleague Abhishek, we have enrolled for a development demo class because we are already experienced. We are working in CLM.
You have enrolled for development, and do you know admin already?
Yeah, actually, we are certified admin and associate. We lost little touch, but we have an idea on Salesforce.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. This course, what you joined now, is just for admin. It's not development because there are folks who have to complete administrator. So I'll be taking first administrator and then only join development, right? I mean, then only get into development part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, everybody. I think we can wrap up today's call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.